I paid for the family reunion myself. When I arrived at the restaurant, the place looked empty. Mom had texted me 2 weeks earlier. Friday, 7 p.m., Casamate Restaurant. Can't wait to see everyone. And it was Friday, 7:02 p.m. I was right. On time, but the private room I'd booked and paid for was dark and closed. The waitress barely glanced up from her list. Torres family reservation? Yeah, that was last night. I laughed, a short, dry sound that died in my throat. No, it's tonight. I made the reservation myself. I paid the deposit. She shrugged. They were here, 16 people. Big cake, place cards, the whole thing. Your mom brought the name cards. She seemed pretty sure. 16 people. Without me? I called Mom. She answered cheerfully, background noise and laughter behind her. Hello, honey. Where is everyone? A pause. Then that light, dismissive giggle she uses when she knows she's messed up, but won't admit it. Oh, honey, it was yesterday. We thought you weren't coming. Don't worry. We'll bring you the leftovers. Leftovers. Like I was a dog, not a son. I hung up without saying goodbye. No one called back. Not Mom, not my sister Lucia, not anyone. Then a text from Lucia. Haha, seriously, you missed it. Typical. Don't worry. We saved you a role. My hand shook cold. Or rage, I couldn't tell. The waitress watched me. They seemed to have a good time, she said quietly. Of course they did. They always do when I'm not there. I didn't yell. I didn't post in the family group chat. I just sat in my car in the parking lot, engine off, staring at my reflection in the windshield, thinking about the 1,740 euros bill I'd paid. The 10 unread messages I'd sent Mom 3 days earlier confirming the date. It's the fact that everyone knew and no one cared. You'd think being excluded from a dinner you paid for would be the worst part. It wasn't. It was just the final straw on top of 5 years of bitterness. I was always the last option. Growing up, Lucia was the brilliant one who needed support. I was the one who didn't need much their code for "we're not going to waste love on you." When I got my first real job, I called Mom excited. Her response? Great. Now you can finally help your sister with rent. 1 month turned into a year. Then bills. Dental surgery, car insurance. Nursing courses she dropped after 1 semester, money I never got back. Because that's what you do for family, right? But in my family, affection only flowed one way. Every time I gently brought it up, they shut me down. Stop keeping score. Lucia's going through a lot. You're doing better than her. Why are you so selfish? I remember sending Lucia 600 euros for an emergency vet bill. That same day, she posted Instagram stories, new shoes, new nails, champagne in hand with some guy. I showed Mom. She smirked and said, "You men get so petty about money." I paid Dad's back property taxes when the city threatened garnishment, covered Lucia's credit card minimums for 6 months when she was between jobs, used my entire savings one Christmas to buy everyone gifts, and got back a framed family photo I wasn't in. But nothing compared to the night. I overheard what they really thought of me. 6 months ago, I was staying at my parents' house. Just bailed Lucia out again, this time 10,000 euros for an overdraft. I went downstairs for water and heard them in the living room. Lucia, he's obsessed with playing the victim. It's pathetic, Mom. I know. He acts like he's some kind of savior just because he pays for things. Dad laughing. Let him pay. He'll never find a wife anyway. At least he's useful for something. Lucia, please. If he disappeared tomorrow, I wouldn't even notice. I stood frozen in the hallway, then went back upstairs and stared at the ceiling all night. The next morning, Mom made pancakes like nothing had happened. I stopped sending money for 2 weeks. Then Lucia texted, "Need help with rent? I'll pay you back. Promise." I didn't reply. 2 days later, Mom called. Lucia's behind on bills. She's sensitive, you know. Why are you being so cold? I said, I just can't keep doing this. She replied, if you're going to punish us for raising you, maybe we shouldn't have bothered. That broke something in me. I sent the money that same day, and now, after everything, they held the family reunion without me. On purpose. It's the dinner I paid for. That night in the car, I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I calculated the next day. I texted the family group. See you tonight at Mom's. 7 p.m. I have something important. No one asked what it was. It never did when it came to me. When I arrived, they were all there, relaxed, casual, like nothing was wrong. Mom smiled. Hi, honey. We weren't sure if you were still upset. Lucia. Fake sympathy. We didn't mean to hurt you. It was just easier for everyone to come Thursday. Most of us have lives, you know. I placed a thick envelope on the table, Mom. What's this? A bill? I said calmly. For the dinner you all enjoyed without me? Dad laughed. You're joking. Lucia rolled her eyes. Seriously? You want your money back? No, I said. I'm giving you a heads up. From now on, anything you want from me comes with an invoice. Silence. Dad, drop the attitude, son. We're family. I looked at him. The same family that intentionally excluded me from an event I paid for. The same family that's drained me financially and emotionally for 5 years. Lucia, no. One forced you to pay anything. That was the moment something inside me finally snapped. I stood up. You're right. No one forced me. No one forced me to pay your rent for 2 years, Lucia. Or your overdrafts. Or your car transmission. Number? One forced me to pay Mom and Dad's back taxes or the cruise they wanted when Dad forgot to budget. I pulled out a folder and dropped it on the table. Dad, now what? Documentation, I said. Every transfer, every receipt, every payment. Lucia scoffed. You're exaggerating. I smiled. Don't worry, I'm covered, because this morning I filed a fraud report. Mom's voice dropped. What are you talking about? Last week I discovered someone used my identity to open a credit card, bought a new iPhone and a spa package. Lucia posted about it, gift from a friend, the billing address. Yours, Lucia, went pale. I called the credit company. They're investigating identity theft. If you think I won't press charges, Mom, you wouldn't dare. Try me. The room erupted, screams, accusations, tears. Mom, you're destroying this family. No, I said, walking to the door. I'm finally saving myself from it. Then my quiet cousin Lucas spoke for the first time. I'd like to pay my share of the dinner, he said softly. It's only fair. Everyone stared, he added, and was there. When they planned to exclude you, they laughed about it, said you were too dramatic. I'm sorry I didn't speak up sooner. I looked at him and smiled for the first time that night. Thank you. Then I left. The next morning at 8:17 a.m., my phone rang. Private number. Officer. Ramirez. Local police. We're following up on your identity theft report. We'll be visiting the residence today to take statements. I paused. Do you need me there? No, sir. You've done your part. I'll handle it. I hung up and sat in silence. According to Mom's furious voicemail later. The police arrived at 7:45 a.m., Mom still in her bathrobe, Dad without his coffee. 2 officers, polite but firm. Lucia cracked in minutes. It wasn't fraud. He always helps. I thought he wouldn't mind. They asked to see her phone. Found messages to a friend, used my brother's info again. Spade on him, haha. He's so naive he won't even notice. Premeditated fraud. With proof, the detective called me. We have enough to file formal charges. Do you want to proceed? Asked for one day. My phone exploded. 27 missed calls. 41 messages. Begging. Guilt trips. Threats. Mom, she's still your sister. Dad, you'd ruin her life over this? Selfish? Lucia? I'll lose my job, my apartment. Waited a day and told the detective to put the case on hold for now. They paid back the fraudulent charges anonymously from my parents. Joint account. I withdrew the active complaint but asked that everything stay on record in case it happened again. I moved to a quiet town in Andalusia. Lower rent. New number. No forwarding address. 3 weeks later, a handwritten letter arrived. No return address. I don't expect forgiveness, but thank you for doing what I never had the courage to. Lucas inside was a check for half the restaurant bill. Never heard from the others again. Not for birthdays. Not for Christmas. Not even when Dad had surgery, I only found out through a distant cousin's Facebook posts. And that was fine. They finally learned what it felt like to live without me. I finally learned how to live without them. People say blood is thicker than water. But the full saying is, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Chosen loyalty matters more than DNA. I learned that the hard way. Now I wake up in peace. I keep what I earn. I say no without apologizing. My phone doesn't make me tense anymore. I'm free not because they let me go, but because I stopped waiting for permission. Let them keep their leftover dinners and their stories about the difficult son who abandoned them. They didn't lose a doormat. They lost me, and that's a debt they'll never repay.